crypto investor and YouTube star with over 500,000 subscribers on his page. The Moon, Carl Runefelt, joins us now in a Fox Business exclusive. Carl, good to see you.
Thank you so much. Thanks for having me on.
Tell me why you think Charlie Munger is dead wrong.
Because he's old and boring. I can't come up with a better answer than that.
You think he just doesn't understand this stuff? And I don't say that to be ageist. The more people you talk to, it seems like the younger generation just gets it more.
Yeah, it's just like, you know, email in the early 2000s. It was something that was not very easy to use, and of course older people didn't really get the point and wanted to use, you know, normal postcards. So like it's always the case that the new generation will adopt the new technology, and eventually, ultimately, the better technology will win. And I think that all the Bitcoin bears, they are already capitulating one by one, but at the very end of the I would say within like 10 20 years, I don't think we will see any more Bitcoin bears, because Bitcoin will be fully integrated in our lives as potentially even a world reserve currency. So, I mean, it would be very, very expensive to be bear today.
Charlie Munger can certainly email. I just do want to point that out. But I want to alert our viewers to something that Michael Saylor of MicroStrategy, by the way, speaking of bulls, owns $3.6 billion worth of Bitcoin and says buy it at whatever price, don't sell it, hold it. But he made comments earlier today. He said, look, I'm not going to go out and use Bitcoin to buy a cup of coffee, nor should you. The dollar is the currency. Bitcoin specifically is the world's reserve asset. Would you agree, or do you think it has transactional value too?
Well, as Bitcoin works today, I think he's correct that you cannot use Bitcoin as a medium of exchange because the transaction fees are slightly too high for small transactions, like, for example, a cup of coffee. But of course, if you want to send $1 million or even $1,000, the transaction fee will probably not be much higher than $1, $2, which means that Bitcoin is the best form of, or the safest way of transferring big values around the world. And you can even transact $3 billion, $10 billion if you want, with the Bitcoin network, and only pay $2, $3, which is of course impossible with the normal fiat currency system. But to make Bitcoin a medium of exchange, we need a second layer on top of Bitcoin, because the Bitcoin blockchain itself cannot handle that. But actually, it's the whole point of Bitcoin to be slow. If Bitcoin was not slow, it would not be secure. So it's actually not a bug, it's more of a feature. It has to be slow. But for these very, very quick, small payments, like buying a cup of coffee, there will be second layer solutions developed. You have Lightning Network, for example, which is very early stage, not very user friendly yet.